Hey, Fliv, how you doing? How's it going? I was just messing around, uploading some videos. How'd your day go today? Oh, good for you. Hey, are there any good places there where you can watch planes take off and land? Hey, Michael, how you doing? How's it going? No, did you guys get a notice or did you just happen to be on? Hey, Faye, how you doing? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. There's not very many. I'll tell you, Hartsfield, Atlanta, which is generally the busiest airport. Oh, that'd be cool. There's nowhere there to watch airplanes. Hey, LA, how you doing? Oh, you got a notification? No, that's weird. Yeah, YouTube's been decent lately. We have thunderstorms all over around here, but we haven't got a direct hit. About 5 miles away. I was just uploading the videos. Oh, okay. Oh, you got a notification. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's weird. And I've been getting a lot of new subscribers, which is even stranger. Like I think 1,100 in a week. Oh, okay, interesting. Huh. Huh. Oh, that's good. Got hot here today, like 96. Oh, gotcha. Hey, Bug, how you doing? How's it going? I was just putting together some videos and thought I'd just go on for a few minutes. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't. It's weird. As many storms as are cropping up around here, I don't see too many lightning strikes. Yeah, Daisy's sleeping down on the floor. I'm not really sure on that. I do have a few things I need to pick up there, but I got stuff to do down here. And to be honest with you, I don't like summertime that much. I mean, it's okay, but I like it when it's like less busy. I'd love to be up there, like in October or so, but not. They're getting that crazy hot weather up there as well. I think next summer I'm going to hike Isle Royal. Yeah, too many people. I look. They've got a webcam on Mackinac Island, which I don't go to very often, but I do go to Mackinac and I go to Sault Ste. Marie, and it's just jammed. Like a million people go there in the summer. Forget it. Waiting in line for like so-so food. I mean, that's one of those places. I almost bought a bed and breakfast up there back in '92. They're not. I interview people all over, and I lived up there for forever. And there's really no place like Detroit to interview people. If you look, I've got really literally hundreds of interviews outside of Detroit. Pay attention. No, yeah. I mean, honestly, I've been all over a million times, and the best park overall that I've ever been to is Tawas Point, especially in the wintertime. I used to go up to Oscoda and check out Connie Coletta's airport. Uh, once the military pulled out of there, it was tough. No, not at all. I don't really care for the Northeast states. I've been to all of them before. Maine, you can have it. The rest of the places, you can have it. I have been thinking about going up to New York City for a couple days. But as far as like all those East Coast states, I don't really care for them that much. I like the prairie states, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Hey Caroline, part of Iowa. Oh, they do. Yeah, they sure do. Yeah, they get super busy up there, like Mackinac Island. It's getting worse every year. There's like 8 movie stars that own places up there now. Uh, it's a short season. Yeah, you can easily spend $500 to $1,000 a night at a hotel there now. It's not worth it. There's no cheap place to stay there. The food's like, I can't even tell you a great restaurant there, to be honest with you. Yeah, I've been to Maine. I don't really care for Maine at all. You've seen one town, you've seen them all. I've been up to Bar Harbor, stayed there. New Hampshire, okay. But you see one wheel turning in a river and a fudge shop, and that's about it. It isn't anything to go back to, I don't think. Oh, Boston. Boston's cool. When they were having those airline wars, you could fly to out of Detroit round trip for like $75. I'd go there at Faneuil Hall, get a couple of lobster sandwiches, fly home, all for like $150. I really look. I look sometimes just for the hell. It doesn't seem to me that there are a couple examples. Those cheap airfares seem to be a thing of the past. Those last minute deals. Believe it or not, for about a 15-year period, I bought my tickets through AOL Travel, and it was like perfect, great. Always had the best deal, no problem. I don't even know if they still have it. Yeah, Michigan's cool up north. I like Michigan. The Great Lakes are really fantastic. Yeah, it shouldn't really be that way. It's this global warming thing that's really made it much more noticeable. We used to get hot weather occasionally, but not like now all the time. I mean, it's 95 everywhere, high humidity, the whole bit. Yeah, hot and humid. Yep, sure is. Hey, Rita, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I don't doubt that at all. Yeah, not much going on there. It's cool to visit in the winter, though. Yeah, I didn't really see any like super cheap tickets. Does anybody use those places like you see them advertised on TV.com travel things? That black guy is on a lot. It just seems too good to be true. Do you get a cheap room next to the air conditioner? Or, you know what I mean? Is it real or not? Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah, Stephanie will be up in a little bit. 104. Yeah, that's insane. How'd you like living in Massachusetts? Oh, it was good. Was it really? Yeah, okay. Travel, whatever. I never used it either. See, I can hear some lightning right now, some thunder now. Hey, Anthony, how you doing? But it's small. It's coming out of the north. You know, I've been tracking the rain lately. I always do the temperature, dew point, humidity, but I've been measuring the rain lately. And when I was doing that live last night, we had a deluge here for about 15 minutes. I mean, rain, cats and dogs. And I was interested to see what the rain gauge showed when I went home, and it was only a 16th of an inch. Oh, good for you, Anthony. Good. Hey, Rob, how you doing? Oh yeah, I'll give you a like. Yeah. Hey, Baker boy, how you doing?
Just as I knock, I'm gone.
Okay. Good night.
Call me.
All right. Good night. I bought a brand new book that came out today on the Mississippi River. I already have a bunch of them on it, but this is new. You know that the Mississippi River watershed takes up half the country. It's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? I looked to see if Mark was on earlier, but that was about quarter to 10. And I didn't check again. He's not up tonight, is he? He's not on tonight, is he? Oh, okay. What type work did your dad do in Plug? Oh, okay. Hey, Mary, how you doing? Mary, what kind of weather you have going up there today? Yeah, it's definitely a lot different now. Here he is. It's like an assassin.
Y'all like me today, and without y'all, this thing would be impossible. So thank you guys so much again for coming out here and listening to us. This was fun to block as well.
Where you at, Rob?
We enjoy being out on the road and
Where is it?
getting fucked up with people we never met before. Choose y'all.
Does anybody know who that is? I can't tell you the last concert I was at. Can't even remember, it's so long ago. I mean, legitimate big one. Oh, okay.
That didn't work out how it's supposed to be. I'm sorry, man. We'll build all that.
Oh, okay. You talking about Destin, Florida?
The song's about fucking butt naked hoes in the back of the boat forever.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know who that is. Anybody know who that is singing?
Living by the
Go for it.
phone. Simon, don't see anybody. He can tell you. I should probably go home and see my friend. I can see pine trees and stars first fill. Now the damn is summer rain.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it does sound country, yeah. Are you talking about Destin, Florida, Baker Boy? Oh, okay. Yeah, it does look hot. Hey, Robin, how you doing? How's it going? Now we were for a while. I don't know where he is. Oh, okay. Never heard of him. You ever heard of the Co Wetzel? Oh, that'd be cool. Where was it? Yeah, I've never heard of him either. I just don't think I would go to a country concert. I mean, there's a couple songs that are like okay, but I would definitely not go to the trouble of a concert. I think I'd be bored out of my mind. Oh, okay, in Stone. And what is that exactly, Robin? Are you talking about a website? Yeah, Chris LeClaire. There's no way you're getting up. You can forget it. Not happening. Chris, there's no way I'm letting you up. He lives in Iowa, but I don't know if he's there or not. Wet Weasel or something. You scroll back, he said the name of whoever it is. Hey, Tassy Joe, how you doing? Chris, I'm not letting you up. Caused too many problems. Well, I appreciate that, but it's not so much what you did when you were blocked, it's what you said afterwards. That's the problem. Yeah. Oh, shoot, I just did that. This thing just did the wrong one. God dang it, how can I fix this? Hey, how do you switch this back? It did two at once when I clicked on it. Do you guys know on the StreamYard how you unban somebody? I clicked it and it banned two people at once, Chris and Rita. Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, will you let me up?
Hey,
What's going on?
Chris is trying to get up and I don't want him up here, so I just blocked him, but it blocked Rita at the same time. How do you unblock somebody on StreamYard?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Mary, do you know how to do it? Because it's not like
Oh,
there's
now. Oh, so he used Rita's
no,
name?
he had nothing to do with it. I clicked his name to block him and it blocked him and Rita at the same time.
Oh.
Does anybody know how to fix this?
I don't know. Oh, shit. You blocked her on StreamYard
Yeah,
or in the chat?
StreamYard.
Oh, StreamYard.
No, remod or where? On YouTube? Nah, block contacts on where? On what? That doesn't work anymore for shit. Oh, you fixed it? Oh, thanks. Oh, Rita, good. She's not blocked. Oh, I'll change that, but I'm not on YouTube. Well, maybe I could go on my phone. I don't want him around, man. Tell you the truth.
Right. So, oh yeah, because he's blocked in the chat, but he tried to come up on your panel.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh God.
Yeah, not happening. Oh,
Oh,
don't
I
worry about it.
know.
He's gone.
Especially
You're
after
not a
the corn
managing.
bomb.
Yeah. You're not a managing model. How the fuck do you fix that? Why wouldn't she be a managing mod? What's the fucking difference? I know there's a difference, but I thought everybody was the same. Let me just see how I can do this.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Let me see if I can how I can do it. Yeah, let me try. Oh, here it is. So if I do a managing mod, let's see, remove as a standard moderator. So I don't see on a phone how I can make you a managing mod. I didn't know there was. I knew there was a difference, but it never seemed to matter.
Yeah, I'm not sure what a managing mod
Okay, I'll
is.
do it on YouTube next time. Yeah, I'm not either.
Yeah,
I mean, do you know if
yeah.
you're managing? Do you know if you're a managing mod or not?
I
No, it's
don't
not.
know.
No, when you go to mod somebody now it asks you if you want this one or that one. I just clicked the same one for everybody and didn't know it mattered. What's the difference? Yeah, he's a pain in the ass. I don't want him around.
Ugh.
Yeah, and like I said before, people make mistakes. You get in beefs, you get in arguments. Oh, you're not? Well, I'll change all these. It's just I'll have to do it when I'm on a YouTube live, which I hardly when I do a live, it's always better to do it on StreamYard. So I'm hardly ever doing one on YouTube other than if I'm driving or something. Oh, can time out other mods? Oh yeah. Well, anyway, I will do a YouTube thing tomorrow or the day after, so I can change those. But I can't change them on my phone. I can mod you or not, but it doesn't give me the option. So it's better to cheap standard mod. Why?
Oh,
Why?
because the managing mod can get rid of other people that are mods.
Oh, well, I mean that's not a problem though. You know.
Right.
Well, thank you. I don't know. Appreciate it. Hey, you know that jack off that put that damn porn bomb last night?
Yeah.
I filed a police report on that today.
You're kidding.
No, I was talking to a state trooper down at the gas station that I
Yeah.
run into a lot, and he said they have a special cyber crime. That's actually a felony, and they work with the FBI and YouTube.
Really?
And he gave me a link, and I filled it out online, and they contacted me, and they contacted YouTube.
Really?
No, yeah, that's considered pornography over interstate lines.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. No, it wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Oh,
I don't know how much you guys know about VPNs, virtual private networks, but YouTube's got that down. And they will provide whoever the MAC address, the device they used, and even if they used a VPN. He told me he knows two people they've convicted of it, and they eventually turn their files over and work with the FBI, and it's a no-brainer because everything's handed to them on a silver platter. Hey, Stephanie, you hear me?
hey. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, so no
Wow.
big deal, but maybe that'll put an end to it. And somebody
Yeah.
sent me an email today and said that they've seen that same one before. You remember that bullshit? You remember that bullshit that Chris used to put up, like a cartoon or something?
Right.
He'd have a fucking two dancing dogs or something while you were talking instead of his face.
Right.
It was one of those, not a real person there at the time.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey,
So
Dave,
it wasn't a
did you get down
dog,
south
huh?
yet? Right. No, it wasn't. And I never did it before, but I went back and edited that out this morning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, what you do is you go. Now I couldn't find how to do it. You have to use the desktop mode, but it was really easy to do. But it takes a while to process.
Oh, okay, good.
Michelle sent me an email, and sorry she missed it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday there were storms coming in, really bad storms, and my internet was just crazy, and I just didn't want to mess with it all night. Like being on it, like getting kicked on and off. It was annoying.
Have you have you been porn bombed yet?
No, I mean
Okay.
I've been like I've had weird stuff happen with my phone. Like I've had weird stuff in general just happen, but
Well, we know that. I'm talking about more on YouTube. Does anybody
I've
like
definitely had my.
put a dirty thing while you're doing a live?
Mm, Well, I'm doing a live. I've had like weird stuff, but
No, here's
I
what I'm
just
No,
getting
ignore
at.
it.
Michelle, like someone coming up on the panel and you let them up and they porn bomb you.
No,
Has
that
that ever
hasn't happened yet.
happened?
But no, but I've only let like people. I've only let like one person that I didn't know who they were from the beginning up on the panel. So, and
Oh,
Hey,
okay,
that was
yeah.
kind of weird. It
hey,
was kind of a weird situation, but
hey, one thing I want to ask Mary too. When that happened, she gave me presumably a timestamp, and that time was way off. You said 1:55, and it was actually 1:36. And
hmm.
I'm wondering how you would have thought it was something different than me when we're watching the same timestamp on live. No, it only lasted about 6 seconds.
Interesting.
Yeah,
But Mary said it was
nobody
like
could
a
figure it out.
1:55. Yeah, it didn't look to me. I know it sounds crazy. If you read about neurology and stuff, all day long, your brain fills in a lot of data. It's not, it does. It saves like crunching power, and you can do other tasks like drive a car and change the air conditioner and think of something else. That's the way the brain works. And believe it or not, when it first came up, I thought it was a dachshund.
Well, well,
And
Tom,
somebody
I
else thought
have
it
to.
was a dog. Stephanie didn't know what it was, and all the young women knew what it was right away.
I have to tell you, Tom. Throughout my life, I've been either called a freaking idiot, like whatever, or I'm either a genius or a freaking idiot in my life. No one's ever been like, oh yeah, that's Michelle. She's,
You've been called a genius?
yeah.
By
They're
who?
either like, they're either like, you're either extremely bright or extremely like the opposite. I'm like, well, I like to think of myself as not extremely bright, but you know,
Yeah.
especially considering my education level and everything, I wouldn't consider myself.
Oh God.
Well,
Oh
anyway,
boy.
I always I always considered myself kind of like not that bright, but
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I still think that I'm not really sure what being intelligent is.
Well, because with me, I've always had a hard time learning. Like I struggled in school. Like I would see people catch on to things in school and I would literally like stare at it and everything else and I'm like, I just don't understand. Like some things I would just be like, yeah, this is not. And some of my friends, they'd be like, "What do you mean you don't like understand this or that?" I'm like, I freaking just can't figure it out.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Humor.
there's like, book smart, which I'm not really, I barely also made it through high school, but there's uh, street smart. That's me.
Maybe you're more people smart. You know what I mean? Like that can go a long way.
Well, common sense smart too. I mean, I have known and know people that they just have no freaking common sense.
Yeah.
Right. Usually people who don't have common sense are usually the smarter ones in a different way. People who are you're like,
Uh,
oh, you're an idiot. Like you can't even do simple, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
I know
Yeah.
people that got scholarship to the University of Michigan, which is, competitive. It's a difficult school to get into. And they could
Hmm.
not pass the basic foreign language requirement to graduate and ended up transferring.
Really?
Yeah, they could not pass Spanish, French, nothing.
Th- that's what I don't like about colleges and stuff because you have to take this test, right? So you take this placement test, which I had to take just like everyone else, you know. And I basically, passed high scores on certain areas and on other areas it wasn't that great. And then they make you take in the areas you didn't do that well on, you have to take classes that aren't even at college level. So you're paying for basic classes because they thought on this test that they gave you that you didn't know what you were talking about. Then you go to the class and you're like sitting there sleeping, like pissed off, sleeping, is helping out other people in the class because they really don't know what that is. But just because I took a test because I was nervous and failed, I have to sit through and pay for stuff that I already knew how to do. Right. I'm not a big fan of
A
testing.
C average is 2.0. I graduated from high school with a 1.43.
You sound like me.
Sounds like me.
And I wasn't
Well,
supposed
you
to
don't like.
I wasn't supposed to graduate because I flunked government, but my mother was like on the council. It was a small town. Just to save her embarrassment, they gave me a D minus so I could graduate.
Yeah. Yeah, I got D's too.
I
Yeah,
could have gave two shits, man. I didn't learn anything in school. I mean, I
I
did. I guess
know.
I learned how to read there, but that was about it. And I was the same way in college. Barely got in, barely got out. This is how naive I was about academics. I went to a junior college, and I really liked that. I still didn't get that great of grades. And I was bragging to people that I got accepted, and then I found out after about a year of going there that everybody gets accepted.
I love you, Tom. It would have been so funny to pick on you about. It would have been hilarious.
Junior colleges have
Tom's a
no entrance requirements. And I can
like
remember
yeah.
taking a literature. Now I'm really, as I got older, though, I got better because I got bored with the shit that kept me from studying. I think I had ADD too. When you're not sitting down and listening, you're fucking around, throwing spitballs and pulling hair and shit, throwing snowballs. You don't learn very well because you're not paying attention. And the older I got, the better I got. And I think it's just because that kid, stuff like burned out and I was bored with like the other stuff and I paid more attention. That's the best I can come up with it. And like literature and stuff. I know I have like tons of books on that. I've read about it, but up until about 35, I mean, I remember being in college taking a poetry class, and every single fucking test, it struck me like you'd read this poetry and they give you these choices of what the author was trying to get at. Fuck, I didn't know. It's like you dropped me off on Mars one day when everybody else
that's
had been going to school for 20 years. And it's like what they meant by this, what they were getting at. It was like, I was like totally clueless.
when when I took psychology 101, right? Because I thought it would be like an easy like alternative class to
Yeah.
take, elective, whatever. Yeah, right. I'm sitting there, I'm throwing because that class they throw everything at you. So
Oh,
you're
that is,
not. It's
yeah,
not like it's not like a slow learning class where you
yeah,
build off of.
yeah,
They're shooting this and this and this, and I was failing tests, and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" Like I just couldn't get it. And then there were some people that they were like, "What do you mean you don't understand this?" I'm like, "I just read this chapter like 50 times, and then I take this test because there was a test every week you had to take. So
yeah,
that's how you pass the class." And I was just like, "This sucks. I hated it." Barely, I think I got a D. I don't think it even accredited to my degree by any means, but it was weird. But like I said, like there were other classes where I sat there and I was actually helping the adult kids, whatever, with it. But like, I think everybody gets something better than,
No, I mean,
things just.
when I was in school, like I didn't learn like anything. I was so like super bored. It was so I got a degree in criminal justice, a bachelor of science, believe it or not. I took astronomy as an elective. I thought I'd like to like learn about the planets. That was a huge mistake. I should have been tipped off by it was 4 credit hours. Man, I never studied shit so hard in my life and I still got a D.
That was me with psychology. I was like, yeah, this seems,
It was a bitch,
this will
man.
be easy. And I was like pulling my hair. I was so pissed off that I took that class because I thought it was going to be like an easy, like I wouldn't have to
We had
think
this
about it.
we had this test one time where the whole test was what time of day would it be on these different planets? And
Oh,
when would it be night? You know, they're all spinning around fucking slower, faster. Shit, I don't know. I mean, I'd have been better off drawing straws. I'd have got a better test grade. I mean, it was a bitch.
Yeah, me too.
that was me. That was me taking those tests every week. I was like, you
Yeah.
gotta be kidding me. Like, I took the test, I'd have to take it, and you could take it more than once. So get this, with this psychology class, this is what you did. You went to lecture all week, and then you took a test. And then that's how they did the grade. It wasn't papers, it wasn't, whatever. Not assignments. It was this, and then you take a test. And every week I'd have to retake it like 2 or 3 times. And even with that, it was like, I
Yeah.
hate this.
No, it was, I didn't really like it. I think it's kind of a gift. Like Frisky, like people like it and they work hard at it. Fuck. I
Right.
mean, they you could have offered me $1 million to get on the honor roll and it wasn't happening.
If
Yeah,
the thing
I know.
is if I, with myself, if I don't pick up on something like pretty quickly, like I get pissed, frustrated, then
Yeah.
problems just
Yeah.
come about from it.
Right.
But
Yeah,
the thing is I was good at math, I was good at science.
Yeah.
There were things that I excelled at, and then there was things that I was
Yeah.
just like, you're talking foreign to me. Like this is like stupid, and I don't want to.
What
Doesn't
kind
make
of
sense.
what kind of grade would you give yourself for oral sex? Yeah. A.
an F. Big fat F over here. Yeah.
You got grades where they matter the most. You got all these all A women out there, man, are still virgins or 60 years old. You put your
I have a
emphasis
hard.
where it mattered.
I that to me is boggling. How somebody like wouldn't you sometime in your life, even just to
No, I
reproduce or
agree.
any like it doesn't make sense. Like to
You
I
mean get
mean
laid
I
along the
don't
way?
know. Like just meet somebody and like
No, I
like
know. No,
them
they're out there.
and like
They're out
you
there.
know
Yeah. Well, if you meet most of them, I mean, there's a good reason why. I mean, it's hard to fake a hard on.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still women like still live with their parents. Guys too, probably virgins too. Yeah, you'd think that over a 70-year period, that I mean, something would happen, wouldn't you?
yeah, like, hey, I met this
Yeah.
girl and I like her and
Yeah,
everything else. Like, I don't know, a guy.
that's what I say, Baker Boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that who knows, man. I mean, there's some of these freaks that just happen to, it's their thing. It's like being a great art. Same with art. I mean, you look at people that are just talented. There was a couple kids in my grade school that could just draw, like look good, man. I mean, it was like great drawing, like something you could charge for. And I knew people that wanted to be artists and their stuff just sucked. Just
I
shit. There's a big difference between being an artist and being an artist that can charge for your work. You know?
right. No,
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah. You have people show you their art, man. You know, they. I was friends with this prosecutor where I lived. Big fat broad, about 5'2", 300 pounds. But we were really good friends. She liked me more than I liked her. You better believe it. 5'2", 300 pounds. Fuck, you could have held a shotgun to my head. No way. Friends only for sure. But she invited me to an art class where there were a bunch of adults. And I came in there and it was like winding down. And she said, "What do you think of the art?" The stuff was like hanging on the wall. And all I said was, the only place to go was up.
Oh
And they
wow.
got mad at me. I mean, it looked like you know how these elephants paint things, where you give a monkey a paintbrush and you promise
Oh
them.
yeah.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
just like terrible, man. I mean, I should have just like said it was beautiful or something. I just couldn't do it though. People show me their art, and I just reach down in my pocket and grab my nuts. I figure if I can inflict some pain, I won't laugh. It's just terrible.
Oh, you mean some art?
Yeah, people show me their art. I have a hard time keeping a straight face. Now I do. I have met people. Their art is just like fantastic. But most people, just because you like it, doesn't mean you're any good at it.
Right.
I
Yeah,
suppose it's like
yeah,
singing anything. You know, it's a talent. You know, there's a big difference between singing in a local choir and singing for money and selling out concerts.
right.
You know?
Yeah, but you know how that works too with the music industry. So I mean, I'm sure we've all met people, and
Yeah, I mean,
everyone
you know,
has
there's a
different.
lot that goes to that too. I mean, there are
Yeah.
exceptions, but most of the time, you got to be half-ass attracted to be a rock star.
Right.
There's people that slip through the cracks, like you know, Fats Domino and Elton John, and but most of them, like what if George Michael would have looked like Gallagher?
Oh, I know. Oh God, I
Hmm.
love George Michael.
Yeah, you can forget it. You know, he lost his looks pretty early. I thought
They
he didn't
usually,
stay good looking like a Roger Moore or something. He kind of looked weird.
well,
I'm
a
trying
lot
to
of the,
think.
a lot of the
Go ahead,
celebrities,
Michelle.
a lot of the celebrities have plastic surgery and like work done too. So it's
That's
not
true,
like
but
all
you're not gonna. I mean, if it was that easy, everybody'd be good looking. You got to have something to work with. You know, they can like
right.
tuck their
Right. You're
chin.
right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're right. Yeah, no, I,
But
I see what you're
if you
saying.
look at all the rock stars, female or male, you know, they may not be tens, but you know, they're attractive
Yeah.
people. Like George Michael. Look at Elvis. What if he'd have had male pattern baldness and looked like Larry on the Three Stooges? Doesn't
Right.
fly. Duran, all those guys. David
Yeah.
Bowie. Imagine David Bowie if he was bald.
Yeah, but you know, a good example of that though is look how ugly Mick Jagger is. And
Right.
everybody
Oh,
loved him. Oh
they still
God.
do.
I
Yeah, I mean
never
you're
could
right. That's kind of like,
stand.
but even though he wouldn't consider attractive, he didn't look like Sid Vicious or one of those guys. You know, he
Yeah.
wasn't
But
fat. He had a good head of hair. He's a smart guy.
ugh, I
Yeah,
can't
like
I
some
never
people, like see, I don't like that. Like even on women, Carly Simon, I don't like that big like horse tooth mouth.
Curly.
You know, these big giant Carly Simon. You know, some people just have like a big mouth.
Oh, like
Like
Julia
Steven Tyler.
The
Roberts.
Julia Roberts, same thing. Yeah, forget it.
Steven
Oh
Tyler.
my God.
And Steven Tyler, it's just weird. They look like a. You know how they do caricatures and they exaggerate your faults. It'd be like the
Yeah.
mouth was like 10 inches wide and the top of the forehead
Right.
6 inches wide. Yeah, it's weird looking to me. Carly Simon too. I mean, it must have took her a fucking week in a dental chair to get a cleaning. It looks like she had like
Oh God.
double teeth.
Well, you know what I find weird is old men who have like bright white perfect smiles. Like
No, I know it
it's
looks
like
weird.
that's not it does. It looks weird.
No,
It
but
doesn't
you look
look
at all these actors and actresses and these fake piano key teeth. Yeah, it looks like those
right.
teeth
Oh
you
yeah.
wind up at Halloween.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Most of them are blatantly fake. They have to be
Yeah, right.
veneers. Like
That's it.
some of them, it's like if you have a bright, like I mean, I'm talking fluorescent neon white smile at 70, 80 years old. Like,
Yeah.
Oh
No, and
yeah.
if you
Of
take
course.
most people and you like paint their face like a clown, their teeth look yellow.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like nobody, and if you go into like you go and get like something done like on your tooth and the dentist brings out these things, I always tell them to pick out the one that looks like it's never been brushed. Yeah, it's like some people genetically, like, blacks have good teeth in general
well,
compared to whites. They're straight. They're not all look like a damn piranha. Missing. They just have good teeth. It's something to do with the genetics. Just look at these
yeah,
sports
most.
guys and stuff, these college guys. You never see like too many blacks looking like Bucky Beaver. You know what I mean? They have nice teeth. It's weird. Yeah, English have rough teeth. You're right. There's a lot of jokes about that with comedians. I
Yeah,
asked
the
somebody on
UK.
one of these chats one night about, what's the deal with the UK and the teeth? And they said it's just,
Yeah.
even if you have money, it's super expensive to get your teeth worked on over there.
A lot of
Yeah.
people don't like the dentist too.
Right, that too, yeah.
They're very anti-dentist over there. I don't. It's like a culture, like a thing.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, there's jokes about it. But that one lady used to come on. He hadn't been on in a while. She had a heart attack. She said it was
Oh.
just crazy expensive over there, even if you worked full time. It's hard to believe in a developed country that you'd have a hard time keeping your teeth nice. Yeah, Anthony Robbins, they look super strange. Yeah, brighter
Well,
than the sun. You're exactly right. He's
it
got
is.
another
It's
horse. He's got a horse mouth too. You know that motivational speaker? He looks
yeah.
like a
Oh yeah.
robot. Yeah, Little Lou. Yeah, looks like a robot. What a bullshitter, though, man. He's got his foot in the door everywhere. He consults presidents and all sorts of shit. I
That's
Yeah.
just,
crazy.
I'd kill myself through about half of one of those motivational speaking. Have you ever like tried to listen to one of those? It just
I
sounds
have.
like
Yeah.
such a bunch of bullshit.
I've gone to like hotels and stuff where they've done stuff like that, and like some people are better than others
Yeah, you're
when
right.
it comes to all that stuff. Like some people, like you go there and it's believable. They're pretty. It's not like all crazy. You know what I mean? Like crazy
You're
happy.
right,
Like
Angela. Well, that's true. Impala mentions about, photographing somebody two stops lower.
What?
That's just, he knows about photography, actually. You'd photograph Anthony Robbins' teeth two f stops lower because they're so bright. And, that's a big switch when photographers photograph African Americans. If you're used to like photographing white people, it's a big difference. That skin tone and how it reflects light and stuff. I mean, it takes some getting used to.
Huh.
Yeah, just people's like look different. The way they respond to light and that kind of thing. It's different. If you got like a zebra, like if you photographed a zebra, it's like you could there's some post Photoshop stuff to make it look right. Now your eyes do it for you, but when you're taking pictures and you've got black, and white, it's a nightmare on a typical camera.
yeah, when I did some photography too, like you're right. Certain lighting
Yeah.
makes a That's why you see these celebrities, right? So
Yeah.
people see all these pictures of celebrities
Oh yeah,
online.
it's all what lighting.
It's there's a lot of different things that go to it's like,
No,
and
you're
then
right.
then you meet somebody in person. It's like,
Oh, big time.
w- what a difference.
No, what a difference is right. And yeah, that's exactly right. Now they've been doing this thing for the last couple of years. I wish they quit doing it. Where these celebrity women, hey John Boy, are showing what they look like without makeup.
Even
Right.
even even you could tell that that's fake too, that they're using some kind of touch up or something. It's like, no, no one looks like that without any kind of makeup, touch up,
But if they were really
anything.
going with no makeup, you wouldn't even recognize them. When I first moved to Chicago, Oprah lived across the street. She had a condo in the water tower in the back. And I saw her
Hmm.
one day in there standing right next to me looking through magazines. And I looked and I thought, God, she looks kind of familiar. I figured out it was Oprah. No
Yeah,
makeup,
yeah.
barely recognized her. But that was the
I've
whole
met,
idea, to come over there and not get approached by people.
yeah, blend
Right.
in kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I've met people too where I said the exact same thing. I'm like, that person looks familiar, but I didn't know exactly. I couldn't pinpoint it
Yeah.
until afterwards. And I thought about it. I was like, oh, that was, so and so or so, whatever. But
Yeah. What's the difference? Like skin cream, I mean, you got to admit that that's one advantage women have over men. Makeup makes a huge difference.
yeah, it does.
I mean,
Oh,
Oh,
like
yeah.
yeah, it
crazy.
does.
I can make somebody's face look thinner. I could make someone's face just with makeup alone. And it's like,
Yeah, but they
you can,
just look like crazy more attractive with a good makeup job.
right.
And
Well,
men
this
don't
is,
have that. You get what you get.
well, I know some men that wear not like a ton of makeup or anything, but
Who, Eric?
wear like, no, Eric doesn't wear makeup. No, but
Or gay
there's,
guys? I don't know any straight
no,
guys
they're
wearing makeup.
a little bit, like a
Who?
little bit.
Like, give me an example.
I've met men who do. They have their skincare routine
Makeup or
thing,
skin cream?
skin cream and like a little bit of foundation, like a little bit
Oh,
of
yeah, they're
to
gay.
even out their.
Do you know any straight men that wear makeup, Stephanie?
No.
Yeah, thank you.
But
Is
then I
anybody
don't,
on here but Michelle?
you're
Whatever.
the only man I know right now.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I haven't been
Sometimes,
out there.
Tom wears wigs.
no, it's a good litmus test. There was nothing more, even though I don't want to get porn bombed. Last night was a great test because the older women wondered what it was and the younger women knew right away. And I said, that's the difference between getting it this week and getting it 15 years ago. They don't
You
even
know
know what
what,
it looks
Tom?
like anymore.
No. The difference is you don't want to get it no more. There you go.
No.
I
Did
don't acknowledge it. Shit.
Okay. All right.
did somebody come on your panel and porn bomb you? Is that
Yeah.
what happened?
Last
Shaking a big,
night.
yeah, shaking a big 9-inch cock.
Oh,
Didn't they,
God.
Stephanie? Didn't they?
No, Michelle, no one could. It was a bad porn bomb. No one could freaking hardly figure out what was going on. I mean, it was not a good one.
The young women knew what it was. No,
If
but that was
if
a
it
great
takes
test,
if
an
it takes
impromptu.
you a minute to figure it out that it wasn't that good, if you have to think about it, like what just I don't
No,
know.
it took me 7 seconds to delete it because I thought, what the fuck is that? I
God,
know
I
you're going to
know
laugh.
it.
Man. I know you're going to laugh, but I thought it was a dachshund. Yeah. Hey, Pug couldn't tell what it was. Yeah, see that's
You,
my whole point, though. I guarantee that Stephanie and Pug, they don't know exactly what it was when they were 19.
Maybe.
Yeah, your brain's not filling in the blank anymore. You know, it took your brain's looking at it, it's like a mirage. You think there's water on the highway, in a desert, that kind of shit.
Yeah, but in my defense, Tom, I didn't have my readers on and I was looking at the screen. Now, if
No,
I
yeah, I
would have
agree.
had my
Maybe
freaking
No, no, no,
readers on, maybe I would have figured it out.
that's an excellent point.
If she,
I
if
didn't
she
know
had her
this going on.
mag-
No, big
if she had her
difference. You're right.
magnifying glass out,
Hey, Rob.
know.
No, you're right. That's an
Yeah,
excellent point. No, you're right. That's
yeah.
true. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point.
And then when you said you're being porn bombed, I couldn't get my glasses on fast enough. Then it was gone.
Oh,
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Readers. Yeah. Well, you're better off not saying it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's right though. That's not a very good porn bomb when a third of the people don't know what it is.
That's right. God.
I had to get my magnifying glass out really quick.
Yeah, I thought it might have been Bopak, and he just switched from cartoons to like dogs. It really took me a while to figure out what it was. Yeah, my big clue was the zipper and the belt buckle undone.
Oh, God.
It's like, oh, shit.
Oh, God. Well, you know what?
Some adult doing that shit someplace. That's weird.
Well,
I know, Michelle, they porn bombed the wrong person because Tom filed a police report.
Yeah. Hey, I don't want that shit. Fuck. I mean, if I get canned from YouTube, I'd like it to be something a little better than that.
Oh, God, I know it.
Well,
Oh,
whoever
man.
whoever did it was an amateur though, because you know what the fuckers do. YouTube's a weird company. I don't think I'm not exactly on their favorites list to begin with. And what they do, they porn bomb you, and then they put a thing to YouTube right after they porn bomb you that it's porn, and their fucking artificial intelligence fucking cancels your channel. You can forget about getting a hold of anybody at YouTube.
really?
You could
Right.
write them fucking emails till the fucking sun goes down, and you'll never hear from those motherfuckers. Yeah, it's just billions of fucking complaints and bullshit.
Yeah.
And they're like that too. They'd rather believe some bullshit than take the time to talk or communicate with someone that's been. They could give a fuck, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't any money in channels like mine anymore when you can't like do what I did. There's other shit they'd rather promote.
Oh, yeah. They're following, the channels that are making $1 million a month and shit like that.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it,
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah.
I think they briefly promoted my channel, but it just still didn't get a ton of views.
No,
so.
I've got just under 1,200 new subscribers in a week.
Wow.
That shows you what a bunch of bullshit it is. I think it's some kind of mistake. I mean, when they get around to looking at this shit, they're going to realize they fucked up. I'm not that because it's all like fake bullshit to begin with. It's not. I haven't done anything new. And the video they're promoting is the one that I know they don't like, that penny video. So why, I can't tell you. My notices don't go out. They unsubscribe people. It's just a
Right.
strange company. I'm just happy to have a place. That's why I don't monetize them, because I'm not going to let them set me up that easy. There's not that much money in it anymore anyway. There used to be, but I never planned on getting that to begin with. So I still consider myself ahead of the game. So I'm just fine not monetizing. I don't need to answer 20 things. Is it sensitive? Could it offend somebody? Is it politically incorrect? I skip all that shit and just don't monetize it.
The people who make a lot of money off of YouTube, like literally have to do it like all the time. It's like their life. Like that is their life, is their channel. Like they don't have time to do anything else but
But it's still hard. I mean, if you asked me how to do a viral video, I couldn't tell you. And those videos that I had that went viral, those had been up like for a long time and nobody watched them. It wasn't like I put it up one day and like I got 1 million views the next. It was like a couple years. And then they just started watching them because they were suggested. You know, you go on YouTube and they recommend things. And they did that with me for about 3 days. Yeah.
Well, some of the videos that I did that went, I'm going to call it viral, but they took off. The videos that took off the most were literally the videos that I put no thought into whatsoever. I
No, that's it.
literally
You'll
grabbed
notice
my,
that'll happen. You'll notice that'll happen with shorts too. You can like put a video up, you think, wow, they'll really like this, and then take a video of a carrot,
yeah,
and it gets
that's what
17,000 views. Hey, Baker
yeah,
Boy asked me, did I upload? Now, you know what happened to the BP gas video, to tell you the truth? First of all, I didn't really want to do that interview, and it was half-assed. I was debating whether even I'd upload it. And what happened is the way that camera works, the one I use for interviews, it categorizes like different segments. So usually like I'll do a cloud video. That's the only thing on there. I cut and paste it, stuff like that. But when I do multiple things, if I do 10 interviews, I know that there are 10 segments that I've got to watch out for. They're interviews I liked. I'm really, I'm aware of it. But that one, honestly, I deleted it accidentally because I forgot it was even there. That's what happened to it. It was a shitty interview anyway. Yeah, I deleted it accidentally. And since the files are so big because they're shot in 4K, it's when you delete that size file, it's gone for good. Now, I could have used some recovery stuff, but I'm not going through all that bullshit for an interview that was terrible. He didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. You could tell. Yeah, some of those YouTube channels, like they're very professional. You're right. They have regular crews.
I just Googled that, that number one YouTuber. He's called Mr. Beast.
Yeah, he's in Michigan.
He's a 26-year-old kid, Tom, and he's worth $700 million.
Wow.
That's how big his channel is.
Wow.
Yep. Isn't that something? And he has made all his money by giveaways, promotions, and merchandise. He's given over $1 million away to people on YouTube. He has these contest type things, is what he does.
Oh, interesting.
And look him up sometime, Mr. Beast.
He comes on here once in a while. Do you know that Eric, the goat guy from Detroit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got in some trouble for like kind of stalking him.
Really?
Stalking Mr. Beast?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Mr.
real?
Beast called the police on him. Yeah. He was out in front of his house or something, wouldn't leave. Some weird shit. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Now it's called Eric and Follow Your Dreams or some shit instead of Eric the Goat Guy. But if you YouTube Eric the Goat Guy, it'll come up to whatever the new name is. I can't quite figure that guy. I kind of put him on the level of Chris. Something not right there.
Who?
Chris. He reminds me of Chris. Just a little.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right before it came up, you had somebody on there. Is that who you're talking about?
No. He does come up from time to time.
Oh.
But not much. But I subscribe to it. I kind of feel sorry for him.
Uh-huh.
Eric
Michelle, Chris tried to come on the panel tonight with Tom.
Oh, boy.
Chris and Debbie.
Yeah.
Chris and Debbie. Yeah, he tried to come up.
No thanks.
Well, I think Chris should realize by now, like, it would be if Tom kept on telling me, look, Michelle, but I would eventually move on and be like, okay, well, obviously,
Right.
I mean, Tom could even probably call the cops or do something, just like that Beast guy with the one for stalking. Like,
Well, I think
I
he
mean,
was trying to
Tom was
like
never
rub
Tom was never
elbows with a
mean.
successful guy.
Yeah, well, Tom was never mean to Chris either. So Chris like trying to
No,
play
it started
the,
out with he was just, well, I'll tell you, it wasn't because of what happened. It's what they said afterwards. He was constant. He'd come up and ask you 50 fucking times in 30 seconds, could he come up? Then he'd just interrupt. And it was just a pain in the ass, but I put up with it. And then it just got to where you couldn't have a conversation like we're having now. He'd come on and he'd have a live going while he was on your live. And we'd be talking like we're talking now. And he'd start talking about his music collection, which I even put up with that for a long time. But then afterwards, it's like I just finally blocked him. Mark's got him blocked. And when Mark
wow.
blocks you, something's really off. But then after that, I was a big motherfucker and why they ever watched it to
Oh, I
begin
know.
with. And I thought, you're done. You're never coming back.
Well, you helped him out,
Yeah.
didn't you? Didn't you help
Yeah, I
them
mean, I
out
paid one
when
of
they
their
needed?
bills one time, but I don't bring that up because it really didn't have anything to do with this.
Right.
Just you may like them because you're not dealing with them on a channel. This would be like
Right.
going into a church service or a TED talk and just start talking through a megaphone in the back row while someone's trying to give a lecture or a speech. It's that bad. So you may like him, but you don't like him because you have a channel and he's there. That's the same thing that Brian Walters did. Like we're not picking on him. He's a pain in the fucking ass. He created this. It isn't anything we did. If anything, we should get gold stars for putting up with him for as long as we did. I thought we were kind to him. But, you get on there and you block him and you don't run him around. All of a sudden, I'm the bad guy. And Chris is Chris. No, well, sorry, not happening. No,
Well,
it got
no.
to the point where it was just like it ruined chats.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like I say,
Yeah, it
it's
is
your
talking.
channel. You can have whoever you want.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
It's
if you
just
if you hired somebody, you can fire them, and that's
right. That's
okay.
exactly right.
Like,
Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
Yeah, it
your
is
choice.
sad, but I mean, it's like I said, it'd be like if you were in a church service and someone just started like talking in the back and you asked them to please wait till later and they didn't. It just, it's disruptive. This isn't like social services. This isn't like remedial help for the troubled. We're people that want to come on and talk about different things, and that's what we're going to do. And when we can't do it, it's time for whoever is interrupting that to leave.
yeah,
Right.
I know it.
And I don't really
Yeah,
buy that he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, I know all sorts of people with developmental issues, and Down syndrome, and autistic, and all that. They know not to do that shit. But yet he can pick out DVDs and fucking movies and talk about them, but he can't work and he can't shut up when you ask him to quit
yeah.
interrupting. I don't buy it. If he was
No,
slobbering on himself and eyeballs were pointing different directions and you said, hey, Chris, and he didn't answer, maybe I'd have put up with it. But this guy is
right.
cognizant of what he's doing and keeps on doing it anyway. And then when I blocked him for interrupting all the time, this is what really pissed me off. I was picking on him. No, I wasn't
Yeah,
picking on you. You were interrupting. So they got very motivated on getting on the victim scale, which I think both of them, victim train, which I think both of them have perfected over the years. The government's bad, even though that's who supports them. Police are bad. I just get fucking tired of it. Like
yeah, I
Stephanie
know.
said,
I did
it's a
too.
private channel. I don't want to listen to this fucking bullshit. Stephanie worked for her
Right.
whole goddamn life and is trying to figure out how she's going to get dentures. And he comes on and talks about getting $55,000 worth of implants. Never worked. Pisses you
Yeah,
off. Simple as that.
I know it. Yeah,
Pisses
it's
you off.
just, yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. And it just gets old. I mean, this isn't like, like I said, social services. It isn't
Yeah,
behavior modification. You got to like act a certain way. It isn't just because we don't agree with what you say. It's just like, I mean, there's somebody out there that's going to put up with this shit. And there's always going to be a few people out there that I'm going to be a big bad guy and I'm a prick, which I have plenty of enemies. I know this. And if they're going to put me in that box because of what I did, fuck them.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I mean, when it comes to, just being downright rude, it's not. I mean, you gave them so many chances. It was unreal. And
Yeah.
then you were the bad guy and they were the victims. And
I think you were
no,
too nice, Tom. I think that's what it was. I think you were too nice, and they were just taking advantage of it.
Well, you mean Chris and Debbie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I was being too nice. I was just like, I don't want to be a fucking jerk about it.
and
And
you
I don't
weren't
think,
for a long time. You weren't for a long time. And then it just got to the point where, you can't take it anymore. You're trying to talk to somebody and being rudely interrupted by someone all the time. Yeah, no, that doesn't fly.
yeah, but like I said, I could have lived with that, and you have beefs with people and you start over. It's what they said afterwards. And I thought, well, if
Yeah,
that's how you really feel. Here's another thing. Here's a major issue I do have. Why do these people that don't like me, why are you here?
right.
Why are you coming back?
Yeah,
Why are you porn bombing? Why are you getting fake IDs and fucking with them? You just go away.
yeah, I know.
It just doesn't make sense. You're an adult, and I don't go to places where I don't feel they want me,
Right.
or I'm not liked or whatever. Naturally, you know how it is. You just don't feel welcome there. It's like, why am I going here? But so I don't know why these people keep coming back.
Well, I
My
think the thing
content
is,
sucks. It's going downhill. I'm murdering
Yeah,
you. Go away.
yeah,
I think the thing is too, Tom, is you're older now. You don't have time to you probably don't go where you're not wanted because you don't have time to just fuck around anymore. Like with them
Yeah,
when you were like probably 20 or
yeah. It's
whatever.
like,
Like you're kind of like,
yeah.
I want to live my life and be content.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to yeah, it's like, you just stay away from people. I mean, do you seek out and try and socialize with people that that don't care for you? Having a
Right.
YouTube channel isn't a social science experiment that I'm going to see how much bullshit I can put up with.
right. I
I
know.
come up here to have fun and talk with people, and the people I like, I look forward to talking to, and the people that don't, I get the fuck rid of them. Like I said, I'm at a point in my life where I'm not trying to win a popularity contest,
Yeah,
and I'm not
right,
looking for numbers and sharing and all that fucking shit. I
right.
think I'm pretty clear about it.
Yeah,
And
I know.
speaking of that, Smashy, I want you to knock this bullshit off about this high stuff.
Well,
You're an adult. This is you come on here and you do this shit. You did it last night. And that's why I joked with Mark and said you better say hi to Smashy before she stalks you. Then you said you didn't feel wanted and you left. We see you on there. We're busy. We're talking. This isn't sixth grade. Okay? So knock off this constant bullshit of coming on here and doing this. This is another form of trolling. Okay? And I'm warning you, I don't want you doing it anymore.
well, you have a lot of
Whatever. No,
mosh.
that's not what you said, though. You said you didn't feel wanted. And then we got about 10 people that come on up here that want to
Right.
ruin the chat in a different way by saying, oh, no, come back. I'm tired of it. You've done it before, and I'm trying to be decent. Here's a perfect example of this shit. We are fucking adults. I don't need somebody in their fucking 40s coming up and getting offended because people in the midst of a conversation didn't say hello to you. This is the kind of no, I'm just not doing it. This is adults. And you were gone for a long time because of who knows why. I was fine with it. And now you're back, and it's back to the same 1,000 hellos. We see it. You know what I mean?
No, I do. I
God
do.
damn, man. Yeah, whatever you were
Yeah.
doing, it has nothing to see now. Now she was working a lot. What does that have to do with anything? You were working a lot.
No, she did say she didn't feel wanted last night.
Yeah, and then it's like then we got another 10 people that why? Oh, come on, no, that's fine. Goodbye. No, and then it just takes away from the chat. Yeah, we're just not like this isn't the 8th grade where we forgot to say hello to you. I spell it out. You know what I mean?
Well, I
It
think with
happens all the time.
with the community that you guys have too, it's not like right away everybody's just supposed to, it's one of those
Thank you.
things.
And if you don't say it, you didn't say hi to me. It's just, it just goes on and on and on and on. Yeah, it's an adult's chat. Thank you. I mean, it is there's different ways of disrupting chat. You can come on and tell me that I'm a big asshole. You can come on and tell me that you don't know why I have any subscribers. You can say, do you see me? Can you see my posts?
Oh yeah.
Can you?
I've
And
seen-
it's just another way of interrupting an adult conversation. Weird.
I know. And it's hard
Stephanie,
to
it's the only
say,
fucking one I can never get a straight answer out of.
well, it's hard to say hi to every single person
Yeah.
I've discussed.
Oh my
So
God, yeah.
now I always just say hi everyone.
And then it's done.
And
And
I
if
got
nobody
it
says
covered.
hi to you, you keep on talking in the conversation because it's no big deal.
Right.
Yeah, you're an adult.
Is that what we are?
What's that?
Is that what we are, adults?
Well, supposedly. I mean, but you know what I mean? I mean, this is just like, it's just a major. Oh, thank you, Mizoram. It's just a major flag.
Well, I mean, even with the whole YouTube thing, it's like they're
They do. Yeah,
definitely
they do. And you miss it. You get like, you're busy. You're in a conversation. We're talking
Right.
about whatever, getting porn bombed, and I'm getting asked why. Then it's just like not adult behavior.
Oh God, I know. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and there's more to the story than that. So, I mean, I got my limits on like tolerance.
Right.
And when it just breaches like non-adults, like time to go. I can give you some more examples.
Sure.
It just happens. Yeah, it's just nobody else does that. I mean, and it has nothing to do with like agreeing with people or what they say. It's just another form of trolling, I think.
oh
I
yeah.
think Caroline's a good mod. Yeah. So no big deal. We were on Mark's chat one night. Mark, he's the nicest guy in the world. I mean, you got to like shoot at his house or something while he's on the porch.
Right.
And we were on there. Mark and I were talking about something, and Smashy came on. Well, she was signing out, going to tell everybody this wasn't what she signed up for, wasn't what she thought. Yeah, just sign out. Just leave.
What?
Yeah, she made a comment that this wasn't what she thought it would be. Well, okay, just go away then. We don't need
I see.
Just constant stuff like that.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Just fucking weird.
If it's not for you, then don't come back. Leave and don't come back.
Leave and don't come back. That's exactly right. Yep. And just do that. You don't need to tell us about it. And
Right.
people do that all the time. I mean, I sign out of things when I'm on a chat or something. It's like, I don't want to listen to this bullshit. You click off.
Yeah.
Like, well,
exactly.
everybody, like I said, another form of trolling. Well, everybody, this isn't what I thought it would be. I'm leaving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That's like almost saying wanting to have people say no, stay.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens. It's happened with people on here with Chris. When I first
Oh,
started
yeah.
blocking, we got like 5 people on here saying, Chris, don't you see the link? And it's like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking, doesn't he see the link? Can't you tell I'm trying to block him?
Yeah.
I mean, do you not listen or what?
I
I
know.
gotta spell this out.
That's right.
Chris,
Oh,
refresh
God.
your browser. Chris, I want to reach through the thing and strangle these people. Chris, refresh
Yeah.
your browser. Sign out and sign back on. It just never fucking ends. And it all starts with wanting to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Oh.
No, I think Caroline does a good job. She's always like really nice, you know? But the whole thing, if they see it, great. If they don't, that's great too. That's the way I look at it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, you're like that one night we're talking about, we're doing a parody on somebody. And that one kook from wherever comes on and talks about looking at a garbage bag full of arms and legs, and it was her murdered sister.
Oh, yeah. That kook.
And she had to identify the tattoos on the limbs. First of all, bullshit. And secondly, who brings that up in the middle? These people don't even take the 30 seconds it takes to ascertain what's going on the channel.
Yeah,
No
I
regard
know
to
it.
interrupting. No regard to changing the subject. Just this bullshit, horseshit story. We can her ass too.
Yeah. And then she came up a second time and talked about the same horrible, depressing shit that she talked about the first time. Well, you know, yeah, I mean, sure, okay, it's bad, but I mean, I'm not a therapist, and
Yeah.
you,
You don't
you're
need to be a
so,
therapist to just have the bells
yeah,
and whistles going off that this is super fucking weird.
yeah, I know it.
You know, Michelle could be on
Yeah,
there talking about what the hell ever, how to cook fucking souffle or some shit. You know, I come on there and talking about my fucking DVD copy of Deep Throat Scratched. And does anybody know how to make it play? It's like,
oh
what
God,
the fuck?
yeah, I know it.
You know? Yeah,
Oh
she's.
God,
You don't even in these stories they don't even seem like if that really happened, I'd say, hey, you know, I'd like to tell you about something when you get a chance. Not in the middle. We're trying to do a damn parody.
yeah,
So
I
they
know
can't
it.
even wait to see what you're talking about. And if you're in the midst of a conversation, just super weirdo,
Oh, I know.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, that was too much to listen to that night. My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Well, I think she must have listened to us later on because fortunately she hasn't been back.
Yeah.
You know, so something finally sunk in.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Read the room. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Read the room, see what the people are talking about, try to join in. And if not, just stay quiet. That's what I do. If I can't contribute, I'll just stay quiet and wait till something else pops up where I want to say something stupid or something.
No, you didn't, Caroline. No. No, I don't know what happened to Rochelle. I don't know.
Who?
Tribbles.
Oh.
Well, yeah, the world's authority, you know, the one that 60 years old and gets hit on by the 18-year-old bag boy everywhere she goes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
I mean, no shit, man. I mean, and there's probably, you know, there's always a few people around that you just, this is the way I look at it. They don't have a lot going on. They're lonely. They have nothing to do at night. And I just don't want to be, it's worth me putting up with bullshit to not like cause them like grief, even though they're nuts. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
I put up with their
I
bullshit,
know.
let it go in one ear and out the other. It still pisses me off, but not quite to the level of getting rid of their ass. And like, if you haven't figured
Right.
out by now, I mean, you can be like young, cute. Compliments don't faze me. That's why you can never set me up on YouTube. I don't want anything from anybody. You know, if you can think I'm smart or funny or it looks like I got a big bulge in my pants, it doesn't mean shit. You might as well weigh 600 pounds with pimples all over your face. It's not getting you anywhere. I'm not going to
Yeah.
not block you because of that.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, of course you wouldn't block anybody that says that you have a big
Have you guys noticed I don't know who it is. Somebody with like the most perfect ass in the world is their avatar. Leaves me about 20 comments a day.
What?
Yeah, and I think it's Italian. I don't know, but you know, you can hit the translate button and it translates. It's always something nice, a little off, like, you know, but they're always positive. It's not get fucked, you're stupid. Why does anybody want
Right.
you? I don't care. I mean, you got to say something crazy. I try and let like free speech be out there. And I've
Right.
got a couple of emails today from like older women, like they're offended by this. And I think it's because of that ass in that avatar. Hasn't anybody noticed it?
I did see. I thought it was like some kind of spam or something.
That's what they thought. They thought it was a bot.
Oh,
How do I get more of them?
I
They seem
understand it.
they seem disappointed in me that I'm not deleting them. Well, I'm not deleting them because the comments are positive. I don't know if like when you guys look at a comment on my channel, I don't know if you can hit the translate thing. But
Yeah.
they're always, it's a little off, but it's not bad. And I think it's the avatar that's pissing these people off. I'd like to say it's pissing me off, but it's not.
I'll have to look and see.
Oh yeah, it's the most perfect ass in the world.
Oh God.
And it is an inappropriate avatar. It is.
Is it a bear ass?
It's like got a thong on or something.
Oh God. No, I've never noticed it.
Yeah. No, and it kind of, you know, but this is another this kind of rings true. Yeah, people want to know if it's hurting my channel. Stealing content? I don't know if they are stealing content. That's another way YouTube tried to fuck me, by the way. I want to tell you this. I mentioned it before, so at the expense of repeating myself. Half the time it's because of my age, and the other half is because you haven't heard it yet. So bear with me. But about 6 months ago, I did some bullshit video of fucking bees flying around a turnip or something and uploading it. And the title of the video is Eyes Without a Face. I don't really put too much thought into titles. Whatever comes to mind. You know, it's a Billy Idol song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I named. So about like 4 or 5 days later, I have like, you know, you can get copyright, people copying your shit. And I look at it, and if it's a little bullshit channel, or I try to ascertain if it's just somebody that I don't give a fuck. I get emails from people 2 or 3 times the thing want to use a video. Fine, go ahead, do it, right? So I get like 500 copyright things. They're using 100% of my video. So it's like I look at this and it's like, oh wow. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't know if I had to strike these motherfuckers or not. You know, I mean, 100% of my, and they're all foreign. They're like in fucking India. Yeah, India. Most of them are in India. So I thought one night, and I'm looking, it's like, God, there's like 500 people using 100% of this same video, Eyes Without a Face. And it's the 100% my thing. And I thought, fuck it, I'm going to strike them. You know, I shouldn't be using 100% of my shit. 500. So I I click the fucking thing, click all, and it strikes 500 of them right there. There's different ways you can strike them, like right away, give them a warning. I thought, fuck them. So I struck them all at once, one click of the mouse, and they're all going to strike, and they can't be using my shit right away the next day. I get like 250 emails, because my emails on my YouTube channel, what are you doing? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not using your thing. So that time, it was a live, actually, I think. Maybe not a video. So I go back and I click on these channels, and I can't find my video anywhere. So I realized that this is, a YouTube glitch. So I go back and I unstrike them all. And I got probably 25 thank you. I know you didn't mean it. I didn't give a shit, but I'm still getting maybe 50 of those a month where it's some kind of YouTube glitch. I'm so paranoid and suspicious of YouTube. I wonder if it's like set me up that I'm striking people that I shouldn't. But they're the ones that told me they were copying my video 100%. YouTube did. I didn't find it. But now I've got probably 1,200 of them in a big thing that are supposedly copying 100%. I don't touch them. I just let them go because it's bogus. It's not true. And one of these AI bots is going to cancel my channel for unnecessarily striking people. When they told me to, they provided the data, but it was all false. And if you read the emails that I got from people that were pissed, you could tell these were some pretty sharp people that wanted to know why the hell I was doing this shit. You can't strike a channel for copyright unless it's provided to you by YouTube. It's not like I go looking for people using my channel and take you for the rest of your life. You may never even find one. So, that's just another small aspect of me not feeling good about dealing with them ever.
I think you have to take certain things with YouTube and everything with a grain of salt.
They're just weird, though. You can't count on them I complied with everything they did. Once you get on their shit list, you're done. I don't really care because I'm not monetizing them anyway. I never thought I'd get a dime from them. So it really doesn't, it aggravates me, but not that bad because it's not a money issue. But they've done this to other innocent people. They'll tell you to promote your channel, but yet they unsubscribe people. They don't send out notices. They do that kind of bullshit that I just told you. And it just takes the wind out of your sails. So they don't want me talking about drugs I quit talking about drugs with prostitutes. Once you get tagged with pissing them off, there's no way around it. Some of these blogs where it's happened to other people, they say the only way out of it is to start a new channel. Yeah, which I'm not going to do because I'm just happy to upload anywhere so people can watch it.
Right.
But there are people out there who've really been dinged on doing the right thing and trying to comply and taking back things they didn't no longer wanted. And it doesn't do you any good. Once you're on the shit list, you're done. Now I say that, but here I got 1,200 subscribers I probably don't deserve within the last 8 days. So it shows you what a messed up. I know I shouldn't get those, especially off a 5-year-old video.
Yeah, I know it.
Crazy.
Oh, Tom, I have
But
to.
then-
I have to say that you are one of the only men that I know that can have a conversation on YouTube and have like an interesting conversation going on with yourself when you're filming.
Yeah.
No, that's a talent. Okay, so when I do my YouTube videos, I'm like,
I think it's mental illness.
No, it's not. Like, you have a lot to say, and a lot of it's like intelligent and everything. And here I am. Sometimes when I'm on my YouTube channel, I'm like, oh, okay, so today, basic stuff, but it's a talent to have a lot to say.
You mean give me when am I doing it?
Like when you do, well, when you do your random videos of when you're doing your random lives, but without people on the panel and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's mental illness. I really do. I swear I do. I don't know that I'd call it a talent. I mean, I'm a fucking hair away from getting locked up for it. You know what I mean? It may fill dead time on a live. I mean, what the hell else are you gonna do when nobody's on there? I do this all the time. I you wouldn't believe the crazy shit that I think I could write a book in my sleep. I'm not kidding you. I
Well,
have
what
these,
goes on
I
it?
like think like sometimes for like through a whole night's sleep. I got so much shit and I articulate it better than when I'm conscious. It's weird. There's no
Y-
like market for it.
You
But
could
I
write
know
it
there's like
down. Like,
crazy shit going on in my head. You know, I was going to say though, I don't play the radio when I'm driving down the road because it disrupts my conversations with myself. This isn't like, I think, oh, that looks good. I think I'll get a cheeseburger. This is like all sorts of shit past
Tom,
my own exit.
Yeah,
you check Tom out in his
I
car, and you're like, "Who is he talking to?"
Yeah,
Oh, he's
past my
just,
own exit. Yeah, stuff like that. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you, but it's not like something that you'd want, really. I mean, it may work on a chat when you're on there alone,
yeah.
but, I wouldn't brag about it. I don't know what it is. I think it's just connected with, like, fuck, I really don't know. Like, how you think of things and stuff like that, it's like, God damn. I wouldn't call it a talent. You enjoy the silence, that's true. Oh,
Yeah.
it's weird. I don't know what you would call it. I'm sure it's some kind of psychiatric explanation for it. It's not normal, personally. I don't think it's normal. Do you think it is, Stephanie?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, I'm chewing a sandwich.
Oh, it's a ham.
Actually, no. I made chicken salad and I put it on a croissant. Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
But no, I don't play the radio in my car either.
I used to when I
and
was
my
younger.
Oh yeah, me too. Sing to the radio, but
Yeah.
lately I've been the opposite. I've been trying to just make my mind completely blank and not think of anything. And it's not going too good. But I'm trying
No, that's hard to.
because
That's real discipline.
yeah, because you get so much. But no, I catch myself talking out loud to myself. I don't know, Tom, if that's from us being alone, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I
So
think it's a
what?
form of sanity. I think it's the opposite of like
Yeah,
insane. I think that's actually like a person being sane. I
yeah, I
always
Yeah.
used
don't
to
think
tell
there's
people,
anything, unless you're walking down the street, and just keep talking to yourself, and like a lot of the tweakers do, but
Mhm.
I
You
don't
know
have a
these.
conversation, but
They've done studies with MRIs and stuff with these Buddhist monks, and they can actually get into a state of mind the same as having a general anesthesia.
I've done it.
mm,
I've done it before. I know
Yeah, I wish
exactly
I
what
could
it
do it.
is.
I got hypnotized
Okay.
one time,
Well, what it
but I've tried that
is
concentration. I just don't think I have the tools for it.
I think anybody could do it. Like I used to do it constantly, like at work and stuff. Um, but it takes like a lot of meditation, and
Yeah,
you really have to
I just
like.
I just can't
but
keep
see,
from thinking.
right, and
I try
it's
that. I do it
hard.
sometimes. Like sometimes, like I can like think like I'm flying a plane in bad weather. I'll go to sleep thinking that, but that's about it. I've tried all that, like breathing out through your nose and out your mouth or whatever, out
Oh
your
yeah,
ear.
that shit doesn't work.
Clowns, this shit. I'll be thinking of like a stream and hummingbirds and tulips, and then want to get a baseball bat and go crush my ex-wife's head in.
Oh
Right
god.
when I'm all over the fucking place. I can't like do it for an sustained time. You know, I
Well,
look at
see,
it, just seems like it's forever. Like I'm dead tired after like just thinking of clouds for 30 seconds.
yeah, I try to do that. Yeah, and just clear my mind of everything, and
Yeah.
just like focus on watching like a show, or
Yeah.
and then it gets broken by a freaking phone call or a text message,
Well,
and then it's like,
you're supposed
oh,
to shut all
that,
that stuff off when you get in that thing mode.
oh, I know, yeah. But it's like always interrupted to remind me of all the bullshit going on.
Yeah. I just don't
I
think I'm
know.
capable of that kind of like whatever it is. Michelle, how'd you do it?
I would just, it kind of reminded me like when I was in labor. So like you can block things out of if you focus on something or something else, like you can put yourself kind of like in a state of mind. I don't know how it happens or whatever, but
Is it
like,
like drinking?
um, it's it's better than that. Like you can put yourself in a state of mind where you feel it. Well, the thing is it kind of is like I used to do yoga meditations and stuff, and I used to walk out of there and be like, I'm as calm as if I had like 3 or 4 drinks. I don't have to worry about the physical stress of
Yeah,
it
no, right. Yeah.
afterwards.
I think like alcohol and like dope is like a false calm.
Well, it is. It does. Well, it does it for the time, but then what happens is you wake up the next morning, you're not feeling that great. Then your anxiety and everything's just worse, and then you can't wait to get work done or whatever you have to do so you can feel that way again. Where like if you do meditations and that kind of stuff and put yourself in a certain state of mind, like it's healthier, but nothing wrong with
You know what
drinking
else I
either.
don't like? Is anybody what does anybody else think about? I'll tell you another thing I don't like. I don't like hearing my own heartbeat.
Oh, I don't like that either. I
Sometimes like
no,
your
not as
ear will like get on the pillow just right and you can
Yeah.
hear your heartbeat and I don't like hearing it. Marty said he doesn't like hearing it either.
Yeah, I
yeah.
know.
You don't like it either, Steph?
No, mine is my breathing because, I have trouble breathing with what I've got. So it's never ending when I'm laying there hoping I'm breathing okay,
Yeah, and you
Uh,
could like, I had that damn arrhythmia a long time ago. Actually, when I had problems with depression. I think it was totally related to depression and lack of sleep, but I got a $140,000 heart operation because of that shit.
Wow.
Now
yeah.
it was no big deal. It was for atrial fibrillation. And I went to Cleveland Clinic, which is the best place in the world. And I volunteered for an experimental thing because it's a fucking pain in the ass when you got arrhythmia, man. You're on all
Yeah.
these blood thinners and all this bullshit and wearing this stuff. It totally disrupts your life, totally. You're always going to doctor's appointments.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
You can never really get it. And then I get this operation. I never had it again.
The
Never
thing
had
Yeah.
it again.
I
And
know
I'm
a couple
afraid if I
people.
listen into my heart at night, I'm going to hear some of that damn bullshit. They call it sinus rhythm. Some people can tell when they're an AFib. I never could. I'd have to have like a monitor. It's like, oh shit, man. Well, I don't want to hear that shit some night and have to go through all that bullshit again. So I think that is part of why I don't like hearing my heartbeat.
Well, yeah. If you had to deal with all of that before, I could
Yeah, when you
definitely
have
see
that
why you
AFib, that
wouldn't want.
sinus rhythm, and they got you all psyched into thinking you're going to have a stroke if you don't take all this shit. So you take it, you feel like shit. You're taking your blood pressure like all the time. I just hope I never get it. And right now, I don't even know if Medicare would pay for that. They'd rather give you some damn, Indian generic medicine instead of pay for something like that. So I was lucky
Oh,
back when I got
yeah.
that. I had like great insurance, hardly any deductible. Not now. I'll be like fucking getting I'm not getting a monkey heart at this stage of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
But what a pain in the ass that was. AFib. And I know guys that have had to get booted out of the
I
airlines because of that shit.
I've
And,
known a
and there's a
lot of
whole
people.
range of reasons why
Yeah.
you get it. I think mine
Yeah.
was connected to depression and lack of sleep. All as I know is I don't have it anymore. Medicare does. No, they don't. You got to get approved. Their job is to get out everything as cheap as possible. And if there's a medication they can give you at $350 a month, that's what you're getting. You're not getting. And that same operation's probably more now.
Oh yeah.
You know, they go
Well,
through
I
your
bet.
groin, the femoral artery, and they snake this thing up all the way up through your insides, puncture your heart sac, and go in there and burn these scars around the pulmonary veins. There's 4 of them. Snake that fucking thing out. You're in the hospital one day, and the only reason you're in the hospital for one day in case that bandage comes out and you don't bleed to death. If you cut that femoral artery, it gushes out like a garden hose. So it isn't because any complicated. It's not even considered surgery, believe it or not. It's not considered a surgery. But shit, yeah, the next day I never had AFib since. So, but you know, I hope I don't get it again. It's a pain in the ass. Do you know anybody with it?
I've known many people who've had it. Some actually, just like you, one of the guys had to go to Cleveland Clinic to get it taken care of.
How did they fare for that? How did it work out for them?
Good. Good. I forgot exactly what they had done there, but
They had an
yeah,
ablation.
it might have been an ablation. It might have been an
Yeah,
ablation that they got.
they did. I had like
And
the best guy in the world at the time, Bruce Lindsay. He's since retired. But
yeah,
you know,
no,
actually,
there's
I
a
researched that quite a bit afterwards. Believe it or
mhm.
not, it's not. It's all done robotically. Like, you know, you don't have. It's not like brain surgery. I mean, I guess he was good at it, but it's pretty simple surgery. It's not
Well,
surgery. It's simple procedure.
well, most surgeries, procedures are all laparoscopic now, anyways. That's like but the the pluses to laparoscopy surgery is the risk of infection is down a lot more because they don't have to cut as much open. Um, there's not as many people right there standing, like, looking down at your open body. So
Yeah, right.
infection
No, that's
rates are,
true. Yeah, that's a big issue in hospitals.
hmm that's what they try to do. They try to keep the infection because anytime you have a surgery,
Yeah, that's it.
there's always a risk. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's right.
for anybody.
I
So,
mean, people have a successful surgery and die from the infection. Remember when that MRSA was going around?
yeah.
You know, in Michigan, that place I lived, West Branch, they had the highest level of MRSA infections as any other hospital in the whole damn state. And in Detroit, you can Google this. There was some hospital, I think it was Detroit Receiving or Detroit General. There was like 10 people. They like had problems and went back. They did x-rays. They left tools in them after surgeries, scissors and stuff.
Oh, I believe that.
My God,
I
man, can you
believe
believe
it.
that? Yeah, this lady
And
feels
then,
like when she's tying her shoes, feels this poke. They left scissors in her.
well, the thing
Hey,
is
Cougar.
too,
Oh
Tom,
boy.
if you don't get a honest person either to like to tell you that there's something because they don't want to like rat people out. So like you have to go for somebody to tell you like, oh look, this is what they did wrong, which no one tells you afterwards because that's a lawsuit. If
No,
a
yeah.
doctor was like, oh yeah, your surgery didn't go well because I screwed up, like
No,
then
you're
we'd
right.
be
They
like,
do not rat each other out.
no,
No. I know a
no.
lady in Detroit that Henry Ford took the wrong kidney out. She got $800,000,
Wow.
but still had the fucked up kidney.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just insane. That's why now, you know, all this technology and all this great surgical equipment, and the way they keep from doing it is they write on it with a big felt marker, draw an arrow. You ever see them do
Yeah.
that? They mark it now, and
Yeah.
they ask you before they start the saw up. Now, which leg
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it kind of, doesn't it kind of make you like nervous if they ask you like, well, what are we doing surgery? Well, I would hope that you would know. Like,
Yeah, but if you've been in there, like I got an eye surgery one time too. I had a detached retina, and it was in
mhm.
Chicago, and it was just like ER. I'm not kidding you. There were like I asked the nurse. There were 35 people getting surgery at the same time. You know how ER there was emergencies and people
Yeah.
running, and you couldn't even hear yourself think, so much talk, because all they have is that curtain around you. 35 surgeries going on at the same time all day long. Yeah, crazy.
Uh,
Well,
But I can
it's
remember thinking, like, I was in my mid-20s. It's like, great, as I age, they're going to be able to fix anything. I don't think that anymore. It seems
no,
like
I
it's
know.
gotten worse. They're going to cut the
Yeah.
wrong leg off,
Right.
give you the wrong medication.
Yeah. That's how I feel too, Tom.
Yeah, they're in there
It's all
bullshit and telling jokes and shit.
yeah. And some of these doctors and surgeons, they look so young.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. Yeah, I just hope to, like, I've cleaned up my diet some, not because I don't want to eat it, especially like red meat, but it's because I don't want to, like, go to the hospital.
Oh, I know.
I don't trust them like I used to. Even
Oh, I
Cleveland
don't
Clinic, man.
either.
You hear the great Cleveland Clinic. You Google Cleveland Clinic on private ratings, and they have terrible ratings. But you talk to anybody, where would you go if you needed something? So, I go to Cleveland Clinic, I got a doctor buddy that knows 2 people that damn Mayo Clinic killed through fuck ups.
Well, yeah.
Preventable. Mayo Clinic, the great Mayo Clinic. And when you're in Cleveland Clinic, I don't know if you've ever been there, but it doesn't even look like a hospital. They got a couple people with these dogs that don't bark that you can pet, and this like Buddhist music playing and some Oriental fucking with a harp, and you can get a lobster sandwich. It's not like a crap. It's glass things, waterfalls. I mean, they
is
got
that
it
like
set up as good as you can. Yeah, you look at Cleveland Clinic. See, you bought into it too. Look at the ratings on private sites on Cleveland Clinic. They're terrible. Same with Amtrak. To drive from the East Coast to the West Coast, why they show the kids and the family pointing at a buffalo on a snow-capped mountain. Yeah, they leave out the bathrooms don't work. They run out of food. There's cockroaches all over, and the fucking sleeper leaks. Another fucking
Uh,
scam. Yeah, Cleveland Clinic gets terrible ratings when you do your research separate from their site. Now, I'm not saying that everybody goes down there is killed, but they have one hell of a marketing staff. Yeah. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I did. Chicago was good. Yeah. I had a sex. Only one I had there was an eye surgery. And then I had a heart surgery, and that was it. I broke my hand once. That's about it.
Tom, how'd you break your hand?
Got in an argument with my girlfriend. And what happened is she was on the couch and had a sleeping bag. And she was getting ready to stand up. We were in this big ass argument, and I was going to backhand her in the ass. I shouldn't have done that either, but not punch her or anything like that, like slap her in
Yeah.
the ass. And at the same time I swung, she pulled the sleeping bag up, and I hit her elbow.
Oh.
Broke my hand. Yeah, those are
Yeah.
the only surgeries I have. Yeah, I don't want to have them, man. I'm like, I don't have the confidence in hospitals that I used to.
Yeah, I don't either. No.
Yeah,
No.
it's just different. It's like And like I said, if you and it's not, they're just like, they just seem like they're, reimbursements less. These insurance companies got every way out there of like paying less and co-pays and all that bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
it's nuts.
Well, guys, I'm going to have to take off. I need to get to bed.
All right, well, have a good day tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, you too, Tom. And Michelle, it's good seeing you, honey.
Yeah, nice seeing you
Try
too.
and
Have a
blow
good night,
out and
Stephanie.
relax in your bed.
Yeah, good night, guys.
What are you
Good night
supposed to
to the
do?
cat.
Breathe through your nose and blow out your mouth or the other way.
Oh, yeah, right. If I can even blow. I don't
Okay.
have enough air to blow, okay? I'll see you later. Bye, guys.
All right. Yeah. Good night.
All right.
Yeah. I think that'd be. Would you say you benefited by that, Michelle? That meditation sounds like don't like Impulov did.
I mean, I did. I can't say like, because what it does is it refocuses, because your mind is a powerful thing, right? And like when women go into labor, one of the things that they tell you, because you're in a lot of pain and stuff, and you got to focus on something good, right? So and sometimes you might be in like this state where like you can't, your mind's going a mile a minute, but like if you can concentrate on something, even if it's your breathing,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of focus on that to try to put yourself in a better state of mind, because like even like with what you said, this goes kind of with what you said, Tom, about, you think some of your health problems were due to like you were depressed, right?
Yeah,
Which
I do.
happens to everybody. There's no shame in that, because I don't think I've met a person who hadn't struggled with that from time to time. But um, if you can try to put yourself in a better mind frame, then even your pain, any pain that you might be feeling, actually goes away. Because if you can get those dopamines and stuff going, like the good chemicals, stuff cannot seem as bad as it might really be. Do you,
Yeah,
do
I
you see
mean,
what I'm getting? Like
yeah,
you're
I mean,
tricking your
I
mind.
could be totally wrong on that too. I could have that could have had nothing to do with it, but I think it did. But that's just you hear a lot of these people. It's like rubbing the glass on the slot machine before you pull the lever. And that's what I think, but it doesn't mean it's valid.
I mean, I
And if what you
definitely,
said's true, why is anybody depressed?
it just happened. Like, I think that we're just human beings and it's natural. Like, okay, so we live in a world that's not real. It's a complicated world we live in, right? So it's not like back in the day where every day you went out and you farmed for your own food and you just took care of, like one person and whatever. Now we live in a society where, you have the internet, so there's a distraction, right? So you have this internet, and then you have all this information, right, at your fingertips. And then, so then you start thinking about this, and then you start thinking about that, and then you have all these thoughts going through your mind because you're a smart and intelligent creature. And it's like sometimes it's just hard to focus on certain things if your mind's going in like 50 million directions. Then you get stressed out because your mind goes into like overload. And now all of a sudden you're really stressed out and you don't know why. You're like, well, wait a minute. Because you're not thinking it like from an outside point of view. You're just thinking in the moment, like then
Yeah,
all of a sudden you're really stressed out and you're like, I have no idea why I'm really stressed out now. And I'm like, I have anxiety. I can't sleep. My sleep sucks. My this sucks. Everything else. And it's like because we don't live simple lives and we live these complicated lives. And some people put it on themselves more than others. And um, it is what it is. Like, even when you were probably working too, like you have that's on your mind too. When you're in the working, like you're thinking about work, then you might think about this person or that person. Then you turn on the news and you're like, oh, this just happened in Japan. And then, it's the mind's a freaking powerful thing. And then you're like, oh, I stubbed my toe. My foot doesn't feel good. Then you're like, your mind can go into overdrive.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And that's why you see people, they drink because it helps, But the only thing that sucks about drinking, because I've done it before, is the next day you're just as bad. And then you're just kind of like, "Oh, I can't wait to get that feeling of just like relax, calm, just
Yeah.
that state of mind."
But I mean, I
So
don't know. I mean, so somebody mentioned spiritual awakening. Do you believe this?
I definitely believe in spirit. I believe in people's rebirth. I believe
Oh,
in,
God.
I, I know I do.
Get
Like,
out,
I believe that,
get
I
out the
believe,
opiates.
I, I
Rebirth
believe
in
that
which way?
I believe that people go through life cycles, right? So, like, maybe in your teenage, young adult stage, you behaved a certain way or
Okay.
whatever else, and then going through some kind of conflict or um, can actually help end that stage of your life so that you can approach things and in life differently. I think you go through like it's almost like like when people like get divorces too. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, well that was my life, and then you get a closure on it. Like, all right, this isn't my life anymore, and then you start a different life, either with, either by yourself or with somebody new,
Yeah.
and it is what it is, and you learn from it, right? Like you can't sit here being your age and say that you never learned any life experience in your life where you might approach or do things a little bit differently than when you were 20 years old. You have to have
Right.
some kind of wisdom the older you get, like some kind of like, even for yourself, even if younger people don't want to hear it, even just for yourself in your own life. Like,
Right.
yep, did this is what happened. It wasn't good. And I don't want to repeat that again. You
Right.
know,
So you
you
think
probably
that,
weren't.
that happiness is possible for everyone?
So I always think that, see, we all think about happiness, right? And that's such a vague term. Happiness. Like, what is happiness to you? What is happiness to me? What does that look like? Well, I think of it more as like contentment. Like, are you content in life? To me, that's you being happy. Like, am I content with where my life is? Like, the money that I have, the people who are in my life. Like, can I go to sleep at night and just be like, everything's okay and everything will be okay? And to me, because like, I don't know, like if you're happy, giddy, almost delusional happy, I don't really think that that's necessarily happy either. But if you're in a place,
That's
a
what I want to
solid
be,
place,
delusional happy.
delusional happy. Um,
Or like Lucid said, instant gratification. I want that too.
it's a mindset. So like, if you're content, if you can be content with how everything's going in your life, like if it's going decent, right? And then you have to figure out for yourself, if things aren't going decent, well, what is it? Right? Like, why is it the people that I let in, just like you were talking about, Tom? Is it the people that I let into my life that aren't good for me?
I don't
Because
let
like
them
you
in.
said, you
Right.
have to,
That's exactly right. I do that in my personal life too.
right.
'Cause
Well,
your life
you
will
have,
be just as fucked up as theirs if you let them into your life.
right. So like you have to figure out what makes you happy and the people that you feel happy around, surround yourself with that. Um, get rid of, like, if you have things that are causing you stress that shouldn't be causing you stress. Like, we're all going to go through stress, right? Like, that's a given. There's stresses in life. You can't just hide your whole life and whatever. There's always going to be something that's going to, either good or bad, but you got to learn at what level and how to tolerate certain things and block certain things out.
Right.
And it takes time.
Okay.
It's not
Yeah.
it's not something easy, or it just doesn't come to you. But you have to figure out what's worth what stress. Like, oh, like if somebody gets in a relationship and they have to figure out, is this stress, like, is it good stress, bad stress? Is it
Bad stress.
healthy for me? You know, you have to figure that out for yourself.
Peggy's got,
But I mean,
Penny's got it figured out. She said she has family that I feed with a long-handed spoon. There you go.
I've heard it all through therapy and stuff like that. Like, I've heard people, like, sometimes their family was stressors in their life, and they're like, well, I can't do anything about it. Well, yeah, you actually can. You can distance yourself from family members who are causing you unneeded stress in your life and move in a different direction. Because sometimes family does. And if it's too much, if it's not
I'm lucky. I don't have
really
any.
right, but you said that you moved away at a younger age, right?
Yeah, but even now I don't have any. I'm happy.
Right, and that makes you content. Like, you, I'm sure you, because you like to take pictures and whatever,
Yeah,
you,
but I
that
think
makes you happy.
if I was like that, and I liked and then my life turned out that way, I probably wouldn't be taking pictures and stuff. Wouldn't have time. You know what I
What,
mean?
what do you, well, what do you think is a happy life in your mind?
Right now, it's been this way. I've been happy as possible for quite a while. Excuse me. I'm as happy as I'm going to get. It's not like, I'm banging a bongo drum every morning when I get up that I'm alive, but
Well,
it's
that's,
pretty good.
yeah. Yeah, you're pretty content, right? You'd say.
But I mean, but counseling or therapy, man, I never had much luck with that. They always seem so dumb, and I was
I
having to
think
try and straighten my life out, and it was such rote, philosophy from what they learned in college, and it's like this is not working.
I think the good thing about therapy for the most part is you talking about your problems and then just listen to yourself
Yeah,
talk
someone that's
about
not going
them.
to tell everybody,
Right. Like,
confidential.
right. Like, you need just people who, can be like, all right, you're not crazy, you're just a normal person, like, it's
Yeah,
not like you have to go, and this is maybe some steps you can take uh, to try to help you out. But sometimes people don't, they just don't want to listen either. So it's a relationship that you have to, a trusting, safe relationship that you need, especially in a vulnerable state of mind, too. You know,
right.
you're going to somebody in a vulnerable, very vulnerable uh, state of mind where where that person can twist anything. They
Yeah,
can be like, oh, freaking crazy, this and that or whatever. But when it comes down to it, it's like, I don't think I've met people, rich, poor, whatever. It's really, a lot of it's the same thing. And a lot of times we just get so busy or caught up in something that we don't even see certain things for ourselves that we're living in. We could be like, I don't know why I'm stressed out. And then maybe your neighbor or somebody is watching you and is like, well, we know why, this is, but they don't say anything because they don't want to offend you or anything else. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Lucid puts, I think people are pressured to keep up with the Joneses. Social media can cause people to feel less than. And that's true. Like, do you think people put their day-to-day lives on social media? Do you think they put like when they're crying or having mental breakdowns on the kitchen floor? No, they're putting, oh, look, I'm this
Yeah,
awesome
right.
mother
Like Facebook.
who yeah, like I have all my makeup on and everything looks awesome and like I just baked some cookies and that's what they put on. They don't put like, oh, I just had a freaking panic attack or a mental breakdown and I'm crying on the kitchen floor over whatever because nobody wants to see that. Who wants to see? Well, I'm sure there's people who might want to see that, but for the majority, because they use it as an escape, but then people think their escape is a reality. Like when you watch a movie, is it reality? No, but people watch movies because it's like fantasy and it's fun and it's like a distraction from maybe a problem in their life, but it is what it is.
I mean, all you got to do is like, you go into like, say, a Barnes and Noble down here. You got a
Yeah.
huge religious section, down south, and a huge self-help section, because it sells. Like, I think you could send anybody down that aisle and they could pick out 5 books that would apply. You
I
know,
mean,
I just think a lot of it's
the,
bullshit.
I think a lot of religion, I think if you follow, there's a lot of stories, and some of them are cool if you actually read them. Some of them are interesting. Um, I think with religion, if you follow the basic things, it just we're not talking about. We're not gonna like if you don't get so hung up on the doom and gloom part and everything, and you just go out there and you just try to be a decent person. That's all. Just go out there with good intentions, try to be a decent person. I think you'll be fine. Like, but a lot of people suffer from guilt from religion because if you've gone to churches and stuff and you've lived that life, you can walk out of there being like, wow, I'm this like horrible person, this and that. They do have a way of making people feel guilty for everything. So that's why a lot of
Catholics,
people feel,
Catholics.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. They'll make you feel guilty for being left-handed. They can make you feel like you are a bad person because you use a certain hand. And like, but they're trying to steer away from all of that because it did,
That's because
um,
nobody goes there anymore.
right. Well, there's a reason. I mean,
Yeah, their
like if
numbers are in the
y-
tank. I think in a
you're
hundred
supposed,
years from now, with science, nobody's going to go to church. It's just going to blow every theory out of the water.
well, I'm a
I mean, the
believer
Christians still
that
think the Earth's only 7,000 years old, which is nuts.
I mean, I believe
Hey,
and
Blue.
but I also had to learn what was bad to believe in. And like some of the churches up here, they still hold signs at the road like if you don't go to church, you're going to hell. Well, right there is just a guilt tactic, right? To try to get people to go into church. Like, oh, so here you guys are. You guys are here for the Lord. You guys are here for, you're God's people and you're telling them, I've never read in the Bible if you don't go to church on Sunday you're going to hell, but
No, but
I
but if
mean,
you want to please Jesus, you're supposed to.
yeah, but even Jesus wouldn't go around telling people that they were going to go to hell if they
No, but
didn't go to
as a
church on
Christian, if
Sunday.
you believe the Bible is valid, you're supposed to go to church, but watching at home on TV isn't the same.
It isn't the same. I mean,
You're
I've
supposed to
done
rub, and
both.
the whole deal is rubbing elbows with fellow believers, and you can't
Right,
do
with
that in
the
your
same
house.
right, with the same people. Well, the thing is with that, what sometimes what it comes down to as well as um, people's different point of view. This is what happens with religion because people get so passionate about it and whatever. And it's like at the end of the day, nobody's a perfect person. But like people, some people, they just get so judgmental, and it's like it can drive somebody insane. You try to make friends with some of the people, and then they're like sitting there, they're talking about this person and that person in church. Like, dude, I want to come to church. I want to worship what I worship. But the thing is what it all comes down to is we're all human beings. So we're all going to make those sins in life. That's why I don't like seeing people who are righteous, quote unquote righteous and everything. And it's like you do the same, like let's really, this, I don't judge. I steer away from trying to judge as much as possible because somebody could judge me. Judge and be judged. That's in the Bible too. So I really just try to steer away from some of that. And a lot of times when you go to church, there's a lot of like judgmental people.
Yeah,
So it is what it is. It is
my
what it is.
religion is my religion is if it feels good, do it.
There's there's a sense of truth to that, right? So when you even when you sin, right? So like let's say you do like you sin, you sometimes you might feel guilty or you might have some complex about it. And when you do something good, you might feel good about it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you give to somebody in need, I don't know, help somebody out, you might get the sense of feeling good about the whole situation. And then sometimes because we're all sinners, we all do it, you might do something wrong and then all of a sudden you're like, I didn't feel good about that, or I didn't feel good about that situation or how I handled something. And that's that's a lot of conflicts that people have too, you know.
yeah,
But that's just being human. That's not that you're going to hell. That's not like this is what I don't like. I really it irritates me to no end is everything's to some people everything's hell. Like everything's hell. Like everyone's going to hell. Like it's like uh,
I
I
get it.
can't. I think if you go out and you try to do good and with your intentions, it's all about intentions, that you're winning. You're winning right there, like helping somebody out in need. Try to turn somebody away from something that might be bad for them, which people are terrible at doing, absolutely terrible. Like if you saw a friend, I did this a couple times for friends, and this is why I don't do it that much anymore, because then my friends started hating me. Like I would tell them, "Oh, maybe you should steer away," and then you get, "Well, who are you?" Like this and that, because sometimes people get passionate. They're like, "I'm going to live my life the way." Okay, well then, I was just trying to give you a suggestion. If you don't want it, that's fine. But it sucks when you try to help people, and it's just like, I don't want your. I've gotten yelled, screamed at, called. All right, well, you go on with your. And I think that's why a lot of people don't say stuff to people anymore or that blunt anymore because of maybe something that happened when they did try to do something or say something to somebody else.
Yeah,
I mean, have you ever done that for a friend or whatever? Like, have you noticed something and you were kind of like, well, maybe that's not the best thing for you to do? And then they're like, well, who are you? Like, da
yeah,
da 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 da. Don't tell me. Like, do you think you're better than me? Like, I've gotten everything. And that's not it at all. It's not that I think that I'm better than anybody. It's that I saw something and maybe you needed to hear it. Obviously, you weren't in a state of mind where you wanted to hear it or whatever, and that's fine. I won't say it again.
Yeah, I don't really say too much to people, because it's not my business.
But I mean, like, if you care about somebody or somebody's a friend, or whatever, and you have a relationship with them, I'm not saying just random people, but like, it's one of those things. Like, if you saw somebody, like, I don't know.
No, I know what you mean.
It is what it is. I mean, sometimes people aren't in a place where they're willing to accept any help, and that's fine too. You know,
Yeah.
that's fine. But I don't think people say things to you to try to help you out because they think that they're better or they think that um, whatever. I think that they sometimes people just generally just want the best for you.
Right. I
So
think most people have good intentions.
yeah, for the majority, I think that's what it is. I think majority of people are decent, just people and whatnot. But it comes with saying, or without saying. You meet people, sometimes you try to help them out, they don't want it, and you just got to accept that too. Like, all
Yeah.
right,
Well,
I
you're
don't
right,
know.
Lucy. Well, I think I'm going to go to Betty.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Do you have to work tomorrow?
Yeah, I have to work tomorrow. Fun times. Yep, yep, yep.
Do you have to get up early?
Not really, really early. Like I've had jobs where I had to be there at 5 in the morning, so this one definitely isn't
Forget that.
like that. Yeah. Yep.
Well, have a good day tomorrow.
All right, you too. It was nice talking to you. Bye,
All right. See
everyone.
you, Lucid. You have a good night. Penny, Blue, Tassie, Smashy, L.A., Chris, Penny, Frisky. You having a good night. You nighty night too. I've been going to bed earlier, but see you, Hey Pug. Have a good day tomorrow. We'll party on. I'm uploading some of your favorite movies, Clouds. Make sure you're watching from beginning to end. Use them for your meditation. See you, Robin. You guys have a good night. Good night. Good night till you go to Betty Bye, and a good day. See you, Tassie Joe.